Hey, and what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Farm Dream. My name is Raymond and this is the dream. In this week's vlog, we're gonna do some sowing, some harvesting, we're gonna take some old stuff out, and we're gonna look at a new journey for Nicole. Now, to start this week off, we just did the harvesting for our Sugarsnaps, and we can take out the bushes now. They've done well enough and there's only a few more on there, and we just want to plant something new in that we still can. So we're going to start with that and then move on. So we're just going to cut them away by the stems and leave the roots in there. It's nutrition for the soil. All the Sugarsnap plants are out and Nicole is just taking it all and she's gonna feed it to our deers in the front garden because we don't have a shredder at this point, so I can't really shred everything down to put it on a compost bin, and there's too much work to cut it all down right now. So let's go and have a look if they like it. Now that's our quick and easy way to get rid of all our peas and at the same time give it back to nature. Let's go back to the garden now. Now I also wanted to check out our carrots because they are sticking out their heads. So let's just try and pull one out here. Well, it is a carrot, but it's a little bit unusual. The next day I took out the other carrots and they looked fine. Now, to replace the Sugarsnaps, we got ourselves some red cabbage, and it is something that I wanted to grow from seed, but we didn't have the time and didn't have the seeds, so we bought some in the store. They look nice. We're gonna plant 3 of them in a row here. Might be too much, but we're gonna try it out anyway, and I think they will do just fine. The red cabbage is in, and the next step is actually going to a garden, somebody else's garden. We're gonna have a look. Nicole has a new adventure she wants to take on, and we're looking at a plot of land, but I will get into that a little bit more when it's actually happening. But we're gonna go to somebody else's garden now and have a quick look and see what they are doing. Let's go. So the plot behind me is the one that we're thinking about getting. We might be able to rent it. It's about 1/4 of an acre, so it's actually perfect in what we're looking for. It is maybe like 5 minutes drive from our house, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So it's actually quite perfect. This is all I'm gonna say right now. We'll see if we can actually get it. Let's continue and go to the other garden. Now, something that Nicole's been doing for a long time is creating jewelry with flowers in them, dried flowers. So she really wants to grow a lot for herself. Now we're at a flower garden today because she just wants to pick up some inspiration because it's something that we want to maybe use at a plot of land that we're looking at right now. So yeah, something, just a little bit of inspiration, but I wanted to take you guys along for the ride. Yesterday we went to the flower garden. Nicole found a nice bouquet and we gave it to some friends. We also got some eggs and a few potatoes, and it was actually really inspiring to see a farmer taking some flowers and adding it to its farm. It was fun to see and we had a joy there. Now after that we had something sad happening. We took Miss Gray to the vet once again. Turns out she ripped a tendon, so the vet couldn't do anything anymore. We just had to let her go. So it's really sad, and yeah, it's just really sad, but we couldn't do anything about it anymore. So we only have 2 chickens left now. We're not sure if we're gonna get more. We have Dora and Mufasa, but not too sure if that's enough. Now for today, there's a few things we need to do to the garden. I have to take out the peas. I'm gonna put up a trellis, and yeah, there's also a lot of plants to plant, so let's head into it. Now you might be able to tell that this plot here is quite empty. So we took out the Sugarsnaps, and yesterday we also decided to take out our carrots. We're gonna eat them today, so I left them outside for tonight. But yeah, the carrots, they've grown okay. They're not the best. There was a little bit of a problem with the soil probably, so we can fix that for the next sowing. We sowed new ones, so we're gonna put them in a little bit different soil and help them grow a little bit better. We had a few that are actually really funny looking, and I don't think it's a disease. I think it's mainly that they just were in the wrong spot and they were fighting for the space with each other. So we can still eat these, but not the best carrots in the world. So gonna seed a lot of stuff here today, gonna fill it all up again and make sure that we have a green garden once again. Now I'm first gonna start with the snow peas today. You can tell that they're actually already starting to die. We've got a lot of harvest on it. Every like 2-3 days we had at least a handful, if not more. So that was great. They are still giving a few peas, I see, but it's just very little. I'm gonna leave one in and I will tell you in a bit why I'm doing that. Now I'm just gonna grab a pair of scissors and cut them all the way down here at the roots. So let me take away a bit of this mulch here. We can clearly see what's going on. And I'm just gonna take scissors and cut right here. And that way we leave the roots in there. So there I have everything taken out but one, and I'm leaving this one in because I want to try to create seeds from it for next year. So there's a few pots still hanging on this one, and if I leave it as it is right now, it's going to slowly dry out. I'm just going to continue to water it at the bottom and try to prevent the tops from getting too wet. So I might even put a little bit of a roof above their head just to help them a little bit. So there's a few peas here that are still growing, and there's a few peas here that are really big, and they have like 7 or 8 pots inside of them, so that's perfectly for next year. Now I did take out all the peas, but we sowed in some new ones in the bag, so they will be growing in a little bit. I'll have a look if I can see something sticking through and I'll show you guys. But let's transplant the tomatoes in here and let's get this this system here ready for the next crop. Now here are the tomatoes. There are 2 beef tomatoes, and I actually grown these indoors so far in the attic, and it is working out quite cool. So this one stayed a little bit behind. It is catching up now, so I have a feeling it will still do fine. If not, then we might need to grab something else. But we have a really strong tomato here. Just gonna create a few holes, wet it a lot, and then put in the tomatoes. And I'm also gonna leave this corner open here because I want to plant an eggplant and let it run a little bit in the direction of the strawberries. So let's go planting. So I want to make sure I plant them a little bit deeper than they are right now, because all these little white hairs over here will be new roots. So it's good to put them in a little bit further and use that so they will create some new roots and be a little bit stronger into the soil. And then the last plant for this area over here is going to be an eggplant. I got 2 over here, so I'm going to cut one away. Grown this upstairs in the attic as well. It is still quite small, but I'm sure it will take the transplanting. I'm just going to put it all the way on the border here on this side and make it grow all the way towards the front. The tomatoes and the eggplant are in, and I just want to make use of this raised bed here as well. We're going to add a little bit of spring onion, and next to that we're going to do some more beetroot. For the beetroot, I'm just going to create a hole every 10 to 15 centimeters and sow like 4 seeds in them. And for the spring onion, we're going to create a hole every 10 to 15 centimeters as well, but I'm going to put in about 6 to 8 seeds for those. Everything in the front yard is about done, so I just wanted to go and head to the back here. I haven't been here for quite some time with you guys. A lot has been growing, it's looking great, but at the same time we had a little bit of a pest. It's not really a pest, but it's a butterfly, and it's just been laying loads of eggs, and yeah, they literally are destroying all the plants. Yeah, there's just so many caterpillars on here, so not much I can do about it because the netting is not good enough and we need to fix that, but there are already so many on there, so I'm pretty sure I can't really solve it anymore. Something for next season, definitely look out for, and also make sure that the netting is actually tight. So, but that's just stuff we learn along the way. Other than that, the tomatoes are doing really good. Also the basil here at the front, delicious, and it's growing really good. So yeah, just a lot going on. We actually have a new trellis in the back there, and it is for peas. So that's the one I took out peas this morning, and that's the new version growing in the back there. Hey buddy, don't go on my plants, please. That's a little bit of a small update here for the back. We're gonna put up a trellis now on the wall there because I have some plants that I want to guide along the wall so it will look pretty. Let's go. Now I just want to put up this trellis here, and it's actually for the climbing plants, and we had the idea to just run them sideways and get them above our couch here. So it just fits. So you just want to go mark it out there and there. There we go, done. And now all I want to do is guide these plants along the way. Now the trellis is secured, it is not going anywhere anymore. I'm going to continue to guide these plants along the wall, and when they will flower, we will have a flower wall here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to live the fawn dream.